Something happened to you recently that has never occurred in the history of a soul like yours. A fire ignited inside your chest. Not a gentle warmth, not a flicker of hope, but a consuming, roaring blaze that shook the very foundation of who you thought you were. You felt it in the middle of an ordinary moment. Maybe it was a quiet night, maybe a crowded room, but everything stopped. Your breath changed. Your mind cleared. Something ancient and enormous moved through you, and nothing, absolutely nothing, has felt the same since that moment. In 10,000 years of spiritual history, souls rarely reach the threshold you just crossed. Most beings cycle through lifetimes without ever generating this level of internal combustion. The cosmos has witnessed empires rise and collapse, prophets walk dusty roads, and saints endure silence for decades. Yet what stirred inside you belongs to a category that even celestial record-keepers pause to document. This fire does not belong to beginners. It does not visit the comfortable or the settled. It only erupts when a soul has been forged long enough, tested deeply enough, and is finally, irrevocably, ready for something the world has never seen from them. But this did not begin in the cosmos. It began in a very specific moment in your recent life, a decision only you know about. You stood at a crossroads where the easier path was right there, visible, tempting, and entirely forgivable. Nobody would have blamed you for taking it. But something in you refused. You chose the harder road, the honest one, the painful one, the one that cost you something real. That single decision sent a frequency outward that rippled beyond time. The fire burning in you right now is the direct consequence of that choice. It was the match. You were the fuel. What you did not know is that you were never unobserved. Both shadow and light have had eyes on you for longer than you realize. Certain dark forces monitored your weakness, cataloged your doubts, and calculated exactly when you would break, because souls like yours, when broken, become extraordinarily useful to chaos. But something else watched too. Patient, ancient, luminous presences that do not intervene lightly. They recorded every moment you almost gave up, but didn't. Every time you swallowed your pride. Every night you cried without letting it destroy your character. You were under surveillance, and the results of that observation are now being acted upon. They reviewed the files. They watched the morning you woke up exhausted, but still showed up with integrity. They saw the conversation where you were disrespected and chose dignity over destruction. They witnessed you give to someone who never gave back, protect someone who never protected you, and forgive someone who never apologized. They watched you sit with your own darkness and refuse to become it. These were not accidents. These were tests, structured, deliberate, escalating, designed to measure the tensile strength of your character under maximum pressure. You passed every single one, not perfectly, but honestly. And that honesty is what changed everything. After reviewing everything, every trial, every tear, every quiet act of courage, the conclusion reached by higher intelligence was not gentle. You were not classified as promising or developing or on the right track. You were flagged as rare, dangerous in the most luminous sense of that word. A soul whose alignment with truth creates disruption in systems built on deception. Your presence alone destabilizes comfortable lies. Your consistency and integrity makes those around you either rise or retreat. There is no neutral ground near you anymore. This is not arrogance. This is classification. The kind that only happens once across many lifetimes, and it has just been assigned to you. And when that classification was confirmed, something extraordinary occurred in dimensions beyond physical sight. Witnesses gathered, not metaphorically, but in the way that events of cosmic significance draw presence the way gravity draws matter. What some call God, what others call Source, what ancient texts name as the Most High. That consciousness turned its full attention toward you. Archangels who govern transformation, who oversee the activation of purpose-driven souls, position themselves around the moment. The divine did not look away. It leaned in. Because what was about to happen to you, what is happening to you right now, is the kind of event heaven itself considers worth witnessing completely. And then the decree came. Not in thunder, not in earthquake, not in the dramatic language of fear, but in the quiet, irresistible authority of absolute truth. Your name, your real name, the one that precedes this body and this lifetime, was spoken across the architecture of existence. dormant codes written into your soul before your birth were unlocked. The universe did not ask for your permission because this was always the agreement. You came here for this. The fire burning in your spirit right now is not random chemistry or emotional weather. It is the physical sensation of your true identity being switched on, and it cannot be switched off again. You are not who you thought you were. The version of you that doubted, that shrank, that apologized for taking up space. That was the chrysalis, not the creature. What you actually are is a celestial warrior wearing human skin. An ancient soul who has walked this earth before in different names, different bodies, different centuries. Always drawn to the same mission: truth, justice, and the protection of what is sacred. You carry memories in your bones that your mind cannot access, but your spirit acts upon instinctively. That is why certain wrongs have always felt unbearable to you. That is why you could never fully belong to a world built on performance and pretense. Your mission is not complicated, but it is enormous. You are here to anchor something the modern world is desperately starving for: integrity without performance, compassion without weakness, courage without cruelty. Every room you enter, you are meant to raise the standard of what is possible simply by being fully, unapologetically yourself. You do not need a platform, a title, or permission. Your assignment operates through presence, through consistency, through the 1,000 invisible moments where you choose truth when lying would have been easier. This fire burning in you is not just for you. It is a signal fire, visible to those who need to find their way home. And because your alignment is now activated, the material world will begin reflecting what the spiritual world already confirmed. Opportunities that seemed permanently closed will develop unexpected openings. Resources will arrive from directions you did not anticipate. The right people will find you with unusual precision, not because luck shifted, but because your frequency changed. Divine support does not look like magic. It looks like doors opening at exactly the right moment, like burdens lifting without explanation, like clarity replacing the fog that once made everything feel impossible. You will begin to notice the architecture of support that was always there, now fully visible, because you are finally ready to receive it. But you will not carry this alone, and you will not keep it quiet. Something about the way you carry yourself now will reach people who are still sleeping inside their own potential. You will not need to preach or convince or perform. Your peace will disturb the restless. Your focus will challenge the distracted. Your quiet confidence will ignite questions in souls who forgot they were allowed to want more. You will awaken others simply by refusing to go back to sleep yourself. This is the ripple effect of one activated soul. It moves outward in every direction, touching lives you will never personally meet, changing timelines you will never personally witness. You are not alone in this activation. Across this planet right now, thousands of souls are experiencing the same fire. They feel it in different languages, different cultures, different circumstances, but the sensation is identical. An ancient network is coming online. Souls who agreed before birth to arrive at this moment carrying this frequency are finding each other through synchronicity, through shared missions, through the inexplicable recognition of meeting a stranger who feels like home. You are part of something vast and coordinated. This is not a movement built by human hands. It is an emergence, and it has been scheduled since long before any of you drew your first breath on this earth. So here is what you do with this fire. You do not let it die in the privacy of a moment you never speak about. You feed it with action. You share this with someone whose spirit has been cold for too long, because your simple act of passing this forward could be the exact spark their soul has been waiting for. Drop 777 in the comments if this fire is real inside you right now. Let the others who carry this frequency find you in that thread. Stay until the very end of this journey, because what comes next builds on everything you just received. Subscribe, because this is only the beginning of what you were sent here to remember. Fire.